Hello and welcome again to another episode of Truly Happy One. Ako po ulit si Eric Calugdan together with Sir Enrico Garcia. Ayan, I used to be an IT consultant for Unisys and then after that I put up my own business called Infotext. I'm also the CIO of Philpax and CTO of Sante. You can call me a serial entrepreneur. Sir Enrico naman used to be the retail operations manager of Shell and then after that he became the country manager of Herbalife. And then after Herbalife, he became the director of operations of Avon. And he was also one of the board of directors of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. Now he is a mindset coach and also the director for international operations of Sante. No? So welcome everyone to Truly Happy One. In this series ng Truly Happy One, we discuss world-class Pinoy excellence. Paano nga ba mag-isip itong mga world-class Pinoy at paano sila nagiging successful kahit may mga challenges silang hinaharap. This happens every Saturdays at 5 p.m. via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So if this is your first time to join us, make sure that you put in your calendar Saturdays 5 p.m. Truly Happy One, either via Facebook or YouTube. And para wala kayong ma-miss na episodes sa YouTube, merong subscribe button dyan sa baba, kulay red. Libre po mag-subscribe dito. Click nyo lang yung subscribe button na yan para nanonotify kayo every time na may bagong episode tayo. And sa Facebook group naman, meron tayong Truly Happy One Facebook group. Yung link para dun sa group na yun, nasa description din itong video dyan sa baba. Click nyo lang yon para maka-join kayo sa Facebook group na yon para pag may mga bagong updates, pwede kayong ma-notify. Ayan. So every week, iba-iba yung topics natin. In fact, this is episode number 49. Wow, naka 49 weeks na tayo, Sir Enrico. So kung may mga na-miss kayong episodes before, nasa description lang din itong video. Nandyan po sa baba ng description ng video yung ibang mga episodes, 48 episodes before this. So in our 49th episode, ang ating topic naman ngayon is why and what is full on. Ayan, nanonood sa atin si Dulce Vitog. Ayan, thank you po for watching.
Hello.
And
Thank
before
you.
we go to our main topic, please let us know where you are watching from. So if you're watching from Mandaluyong, type nyo dyan sa chat portion or sa comment section, watching from Mandaluyong. Kung kayo nasa Dubai, type nyo na rin watching from Dubai para alam natin kung hanggang saan umaabot itong ating broadcast. And this is an interactive discussion. So if you have questions, send it in or feedback, send it in via comments or chat. And wag na rin kayong mahiya. Please like and comment and tag your friends na sa tingin yung kailangan ng konting energy. Nas tingin yung makakatulong itong ating topic for today. Tag nyo sila dito sa video natin and feel free to share this video para makatulong din kayo sa iba ninyong mga kakilala para pare-pareho tayong mindset, pare-pareho tayong world-class na Pinoy na excellent lagi. Okay. So, Sir Enrico, why and what is full on?
Good afternoon. Unang-una, Eric, good afternoon. And to our viewers, thank you again. So, yung topic natin ngayon, ano ba yung full on na yan? It's not too common kasi medyo mas common siya sa mga British. And as always, I want to share that I experienced this in that breakthrough seminar in Thailand many years ago. And it was just amazing. The topic was really, what does it mean to be full on? And sa Tagalog, ang closest equivalent na nakikita ko, Eric, ibig sabihin nito, is yung pag sinabi nilang, pare kinarir mo na yan Di ba? Yung sineryoso, kinakarir, sineryoso mo na. Nag-umpisa ka parang bisyo, you started out as a hobby, and then, for whatever reason, you discover that, what if I put everything behind this? Right? And many businesses started that way, right? So did some careers. They started out as, they were trying it out, and then they decided to put everything behind it, or what we call full on. Okay? So that is the what, what is full on ba? Yung sa atin, parang kinarir mo na. Now, why? Yun yung pag-uusapan natin. Di ba? Kasi, i-describe natin, ano ba itong full on? And are there different stages before you become full on or bago mo i-career or bago mo, habang naghahantay ka, nagde-decide ka kung gagawin to. So, meron tayong image in the first slide. that will help show ano ba tong ibig sabihin. And yan, ito alam natin to, lalo na kung may sasakyan, or for sure, kahit wala kang sasakyan, nakikita natin to. 'Di ba? Parang yung gas gauge. Pag puno, 'di ba? Syempre full 'yun, 'di ba? Pag empty, syempre, of course, walang laman, 'di ba? Now, we use this image to show full on means everything is full. Okay, and there, on the next slide, not yet now, we will show you what it really means. Now, the middle of the gas gauge is what you call your, sa Tagalog, namamangka ka, di ba? Sa dalawang ilog. Meaning,
Mhm.
you're not committed and you are sitting, sabi nila, in the fence. Hindi ka pa sigurado kung isaseryosohin mo or you'll stay in the sidelines. In other words, you might be interested but you're not committed. Okay, Eric? And then empty, of course, is you're completely, kumbaga, turned off. Hindi turn off. Turned off, ibig sabihin, you're not engaged with whatever it is that you're doing. Or, wala, you're just so detached from it. And chances are you obviously don't even want to do what that is, di ba? Does that help with the definition?
Yes, sir. Ayan, nanonood po
Okay.
sa atin si ano rin, si Paul de la Fuente. Ayan. And
Oh,
also si
wow.
Dulce Vitog from Mandaluyong, sabi niya watching from QC. We also have watching from QC. And Sir Gabby is also watching. Sabi niya, Sir
Oh,
Enrico,
thank
Sir
you,
Eric watching
Gabi.
from Parañaque. Chris Teens is watching. Blessed Day po watching from Pangasinan. Wow. Good.
Wow.
Philip
Oh,
ko watching from
Philip.
Quezon City. Good afternoon. Ayan.
Good afternoon, Philip. Yeah. Oh, so, okay. So, yun yung description natin, no? Ano ba yung full on? Through this image, no? So, pag
Mhm.
full, syempre, all in yun. Tingnan natin in the next slide, di ba? Ano ba yung description? O, yan.
Mhm.
Think of full on as parang yung energy thermostat mo. Okay, Eric? Di ba yung
Mhm.
thermostat, pag in-adjust mo, gusto mong mas malamig, i-adjust mo. Gusto mong mas uminit, i-adjust mo.
Mhm.
Di ba? So, full on, ibig sabihin, green, all go. Ibig sabihin nun, energy mo, yung thoughts mo, yung body mo, lahat, nakafocus ka.
Mhm.
You're throwing everything behind whatever it is that you're doing at the moment. Would that be a business, a job, a profession, full on. Gesso is yung malamya kung tawagin. Parang, oo, sige, parang sige, gagawin ko kasi kailangan ko gawin pero hindi ka talaga full on. Hindi mo kinakarir. And
Mhm.
turned off yung sa Tagalog walang pakialam. Di ba? Yung
Que
parang,
sera-sera, mga
doesn't
gano'n.
matter. Oo, parang loose translation yun. So,
Mhm,
parang thermostat lang yan. Kasi, importante yun eh. If you want
mhm,
to achieve much and greatness and talagang high level of you have to be fully aware of your energy thermostat. Okay? Kasi it drives everything. The
mhm.
performance, the energy. So, sige, next slide, Eric.
Yeah, next.
So, pag sinabi mong full on, and I learned this beautiful word from that same seminar, yung intentionality. Pagka full on ka, talagang intention mo is very, very visible and palpable. Ibig sabihin, kitang-kita. Kumbaga, naglalaro ka ng sport. Kitang-kita na ang intention mo talaga is to win. And you're gonna do anything and everything. Depending on your chosen sport, you're gonna defend, you're going to, get on the offense, and talagang fully intentional, which is to win, di ba? And then fully focused ka. Wala kang moments of yung lapses of of focus, 'di ba? And it's energizing pag naka-focus ka eh. 'Di ba, Eric? Pag yung
Mhm,
talagang you're so consumed by what you're doing, you're energized actually. 'Di ba? And yan, we are full on body thoughts aligned with what you're doing. Siguro for you, Eric, when you're programming, when where you're being challenged na parang paano ko ba isulat ito para ma-achieve ito? Tama
yeah.
ba, Eric?
Tama.
Full
May
intention,
tinatawag din kami na flow eh. If you're in the flow, na talagang kaya marami rin sa mga technical na sa mga programmers naka-earphones or naka-headset. Kasi minsan nakakatulong din sa concentration nila na walang ibang noise, walang ibang nag-i-interrupt, di ba? Parang pag ini-explain ko nga yan sa mga kasama namin dito sa bahay, na kapag nai-interrupt ako, para akong gumagawa ng ano, yung domino. Di ba merong ganun sir, yung domino na tinatayo mo, tapos
Correct.
talagang very meticulous yun na kailangan steady yung hand mo na isa-isa para makagawa ka ng isang malaking masterpiece na domino, no? Pero kaso pag na-interrupt ka, lahat yun babagsak. Yeah,
Correct.
no? Para yung sinasabi nila House of Cards din, di ba? So, biglang
Correct.
masisira, biglang babagsak yung mga yun. So, very important din yun nga, na walang maka-interrupt, na talagang focused ka talaga. And yung intention mo talaga is to build this. Meron ka ng parang overall design sa isip mo, no? And very focused ka. And yun nga, na talagang hindi ka magpapahinga hangga't hindi mo siya natatapos. So yun yung I think
Correct.
yung energized na level na talagang ano ka you have parang hindi ka napapagod, di ba? Hindi ka napapagod
Correct.
until matapos mo yung mission na yun or yung vision mo na ma-fulfill.
Correct, Eric. And that's, yeah, that basically sums it up. You're so consumed. And consumed ka pero energized ka.
Mhm.
'Di ba? Kasi nga gusto mo talaga nandun ka, you're in that moment, 'di ba? Walang distraction, 'di ba?
Correct.
So, yun yung talagang full on. And when pag full on ka talaga, that's when the creativity lalo sa inyo, yung flow na sinasabi mo, that's when all the insights come in, 'di ba?
Mhm.
And that's when you create the best, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So, importante yun because if you really want your performance to be at that level, okay?
Mhm.
Now, it means, of course, in the present moment, you're not thinking in the past, you're not thinking what it will do. You're there, you're staring at it. Paano ko magawa tong program na to para di ba? You're not thinking, I'll be rich 2 years from now, 10 years from now, or I failed. No, it's you're really in the present moment.
Mhm.
Okay? Now, many people don't think about this, but pag nagpipigil ka, akala kasi natin energy is only expended when you're moving forward or doing something.
Mhm.
But you know that it takes energy to hold back. To resist motion, it takes energy too.
Mhm.
Correct? There's also energy being expended by not wanting to do something, right? Or not
Resisting.
act. Yeah, it takes
Oo.
energy too.
Mhm.
And that in we're talking here of ano ba yung nag-hold back sa iyo? Nahihiya ka, may inhibition ka. Kunya nayaya ka, hey, come on, sing a song, 'di ba? It's
Mhm.
stressful. It's stressful, 'di ba?
Oo.
'Di ba? Kasi parang,
Yeah.
wow, mapapahiya ako dito. And then of course, rules, beliefs, fears, 'di ba? And
Mhm.
habits. You're so talagang paralyzed by fear. Parang public speaking, 'di ba? Parang, oh no, what will I say? 'Di ba?
Mhm.
So, it takes a lot of energy to hold back, 'di ba? And not
Mhm.
to be full on. So, kaya natin pinag-uusapan to is yun na nga in relation to your business, your work, your profession, your sport, kailangan talagang full on. In other words, dibdiban, talagang kinakarir. And I'll just use
Mhm.
my simple example in sports para maano yun. Every time I walk to the court, Eric, when I was, playing competitive badminton, I would say my shot making ability is average. Oh, average. I'm self-taught. Pero I'll tell you one thing. When I stepped into that court, there was only one thing in my mind. I was going to win the match and I was going to do it by playing to my strength, which is papahabain ko yung rally and I will pick up every ball. There was no super strategy. In other words, I will make you dance the way I want to play the game.
Mhm. Mhm.
And, awa ng Diyos, it really produced a lot of, victories. And people were saying, "Oh, wala naman akong fantastic shot making, but it was yung ini-impose ko yung will ko
Mhm.
on
And
how the
you
game."
took advantage of your skills, 'di ba? Kung ano yung
Correct.
saan ka magaling. Oo.
Correct. And I would maneuver the ball kasi sanay sila na smash ng smash. Eh, sa smash mo, ginaganon lang yung bola. Sabi ko, ay hindi. Iaangat ko yung bola para magtrabaho yung tao. So it took them out of their parang nakasanayan. I'm only
Mhm.
saying that not because I realized it after
Mhm.
na you can do that pala, no? You can impose the way the game will be played.
Mhm.
And that's when you really are able to control the game mentally.
Mhm.
Kasi syempre, magbe-breakdown yun eh. Hindi sila sanay.
Correct.
They're having to do things that hindi naman ginagawa dati. So just as an example. And there are
Correct.
many other examples here.
Mhm.
So yun, Eric, ikaw, when you're writing a program, di ba, we've been through many, I'm sure you need that, kumbaga, parang writer, di ba, they need that space, that quiet time
Mhm.
to get into flow, di ba, yung parang
Correct, correct.
unconscious competence, di ba?
Yes, yes, yes. So siguro sir, yung isang question ko, meron tayong mga example sa sports, no, no, full intention, full focus, and full energy. Sa business naman, paano natin siya, meron ba kayong parang share na example ng full intention sa business? How do you, ano yung example ng full intention saka hindi full intention in terms of a
Okay,
business?
okay. I'll go back to this, and alam mo na to.
Mm-hmm.
In my career in Shell, I never forgot this because it really energized us when we went full on. And this was back in, I think, 86. Matagal na. um, sabi nung GM namin sa Shell, we will become number one in 1990. Yung mga stations. Eh,
mm-hmm.
ang pangit ng stasyon ng Shell, walang kwenta yung mga dealer. So in other words, paano tayo mag number one? We were number three. Tatatlo lang yung players nun. Number three
Okay.
pa kami. So,
Uh-huh.
parang nakawalang gana. You know what I mean? Di ba? Yung pagka walang vision, you're not, you're not totally committed. Guess so, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, what he did was, niya, no, look, we're gonna be number one by 1990 and this is how we will do it. And the power of that guy was in being able to articulate yung vision niya na hindi pala ganun kalaki yung gap. It looks
Mm-hmm.
big lang, but when you really break it down on the different parts, it was achievable. Long story short, he did everything that needed to happen. And Eric, like I've always shared this story, 3 months before the end of 1990, Shell became number one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not kidding. We were working 7 days a week, not because he was telling us, because he got us engaged and we knew he was full on. We became full on after. Nagkaroon kami
Mm-hmm.
parang blood compact meeting. Oh, bawat sales rep, paano ka magiging number one sa area mo? And then he brought his
Mm-hmm.
team. Simple lang yung agenda. Anong kailangan mo to be number one? Tell us and we'll make it available. Pare, I'm not kidding. The energy after that, we were unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
It was so energizing and liberating that we were so focused. We knew, number two ako sa area ko, kailangan ko ng ganito para maging number one. And that's why it happened.
Nice. Galing, galing. Now, sa ano naman sir, example, by the way, before my next question, no, sa ating mga viewers, if you have questions, please don't hesitate no, to type in sa comment section dito sa Facebook or dyan sa chat sa YouTube, type nyo in yung questions and we'll try to answer those questions. Okay, yung next question is, example naman related sa business or sa work about focus. No? Yung focused ka at hindi ka focused. May example po ba tayo dun, sir?
Right. So let's say you're working on a project and there's a timeline as far
Mm-hmm.
as implementation, and there's also another thing you must deliver on budget, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Kailangan within budget ka, di ba? Full on is you and your team break down the entire process and you're able to identify each and every part of the steps. And more important than that is really every day you're there, di ba? Oh, we're ahead here, we're a little behind here. You're fully committed, and you're fully accountable to yourself also. Meaning, you take ownership na, hindi, akin to. I'm not needing my boss to tell me. Every day, ko mismo tumitingin, hey guys, we're a little behind here. We're ahead. Ang malaking habulin natin dito. What are we gonna do to... In other words, you're so consumed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Di ba? You don't need any outside supervision or ano. You've taken ownership. Full on ka talaga. Meaning, akin to. Di ba? I am putting
Yeah.
everything behind this. Di ba?
Yes, ayan, si Norberto Manuel is also watching us. Thank you po for watching.
Oh,
Ayan, type nyo lang
thank
sa
you.
comment section if you have questions or chat sa YouTube. Okay, yung next question, sir. Ganun din, example naman sa business or sa work about energized. Yung full energy ka, whether sa, ayun, example ng full energy tsaka hindi full energy. Anong example
Yeah,
po natin?
simpleng-simple. Paggising mo sa umaga, you don't need ano, you're dying to start the day and progress the project. Like I said, yung nangyari sa amin sa Shell, we were working 7 days a week, Eric. Pati
Mhm.
Sunday. Hindi kasi, hindi dahil sinabihan kami. Because we really, got so consumed. We were full on to the goal that we were going to
Mhm.
become number one if we did things. And nobody had to tell us. Kaya nga yung boss namin noon nagulat. When he saw that happen, sabi niya, and that was about maybe a year before. Nung nakita niyo yun, sabi niya, he told his parang mga managers, I can see the engagement, the fire in the eyes of the boys. We'll definitely make it. Alam
And
mo
eventually, ang nangyari,
3 months before the end of 1990, Shell became number one. And
wow.
yeah, and the Shell that you see today, I'm very proud that we built that. Hindi lang hardware and software. Software meaning yung mga dealer.
Mhm.
We put everything behind it. We were working until late at night because we were full on.
Mhm.
Intentional talaga yun. We wanted to be number one. And we were decided we were gonna do it. It wasn't gonna be easy. It would take a lot of effort. And boy, was it worth everything. Diba? We all went
Nice.
to the US as part of the incentive. We never believed that.
Mhm. Pero
So that's
na-achieve.
na-achieve yun. And ahead of target.
Nice. Galing.
Yeah.
And sa mga ano naman po, sa mga maliliit na negosyante, yung sila lang mismo sa business or employed sila at the same time meron silang side business. Paano nila ma-apply itong full-on concept?
Oh, it's you working your full-time job, 'di ba? Sabi ni si Jack Ma, 'di ba? You earn a living 9 to 6, but you make a fortune 7 to 11. Your discipline, nobody needs to tell you by 7 to 11, tabi lahat, you're working on your future, on your fortune. That's what it
Yes.
means to be full on. Kinakarir mo, 'di ba? Nobody needs to tell you, "Hoy, at 7 magtawag ka." No need because you're so focused on what's that? Your goal, whatever that goal is. Yun yung
Yes.
switched on or full on, di ba?
Nice.
Dibdiban, di ba?
Correct, correct. Ayan. So anyone sa ating viewers, if you have questions, no, type nyo lang dyan sa comment section or sa chat section sa YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wala pang mga questions. Mukhang
Okay.
very very comprehensive ang ating topic today.
Baka
Yes.
medyo, yeah, medyo ano nga. So, yun, good for your questions, Eric. So, it's full on is you are just so into it,
Mhm.
di ba? So, whether that's a business. So, for a business, you wanted, kunyari, hindi lang growth ng sales, magkaroon ko ng isa pang branch. 'Di ba? You're putting in everything to make that happen, or you're thinking of franchising and you're able to franchise it because there's a lot of work there. Full on is you,
Yes.
it energizes you.
Mhm.
Hindi ka na de-drain. In fact,
Mhm.
baliktad yun. Pag stressful yung trabaho mo for short periods of time, it energizes you. Iba yung chronic stress, yung wala nang patid. Pero
Mhm.
yung momentary stress is adrenaline pumping, lalo na kung engaged ka. It energizes you.
Mhm. May
Nakaka
relationship ba yan, sir, dun sa sinasabi nilang dapat may passion ka sa ginagawa mo?
Absolutely. When you're passionate, 'di ba? Even food sometimes you're able to ano, that's how full on you are, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Now, you cannot and should not do that chronic, meaning all the time. Kasi
Mhm.
yung body responds to stress, fight or flight, 'di ba? Magso-survive yung body pag may momentary stress. Mag-a-adapt yung katawan mo to
Mhm.
overcome it. So on a short-term basis, it produces adrenaline for you nga to be able to deal with that. Now,
Mhm.
if it's chronic, meaning ganun prolonged yung stress, that's damaging. That's when you will
Yun ang hindi dapat.
correct. So
Not
those
unflexible.
yeah, yung momentary ano na yun is energizing.
Mm.
Kunyari ikaw,
Meron
'di ba,
din, oo.
you're creating a
Yeah.
program and you're so
Mm.
close to it, 'di ba? Parang yung code mo, nobody has done this, 'di ba? And you're
Mm.
getting near to it, 'di ba? So, yun that energizes you, lalo na if you're full on to it, 'di ba? You're writing the code that will change how things are done, 'di ba? Whether it's sabihin natin darknet or anything else, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah, and 'di ba silicon, you see them, 'di ba? They're just there, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
then boom,
Mm.
full
Correct,
on, 'di ba?
correct. Yes. Ayan, may question tayo from Philip ko. Sabi niya, what attitude do we need to have a full-on attitude? Is it learned attitudes, or do we have to have a competitive spirit?
It's a good question, Philip, and the topic next week is really related to that. Yung will to fail, as I call it, 'di ba? Unknown to us, but anyway, that's next week's topic. But really, full on is put yourself in a position where you possibly could fail. Kaya people don't switch on kasi ayaw nilang mag-commit totally. Kasi nga pwedeng it's either you succeed, some call it failure, tayo Eric we call it no, I didn't succeed, so I learned.
Mm.
Nako, I hope that's a good ano for you, no, Philip. Full on is press todo. Intention ko talaga manalo, hindi yung maglalaro ko para exercise lang kalokohan 'yon. 'Di ba? Mentally, you are already lowering the bar. That's why I said
Mm.
nga kanina, every time I step into the court, there was only one intention. It's to win. And I will win if I put everything behind my effort to dictate the game. And
Yan.
did I
Meron
win
pang
all?
question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sabi dito, can you say that full-on is somehow similar to the concept of flow, the psychology of optimal experience?
Correct. In fact, it is when you are full on that you get to flow. Kasi if you're not
Mm.
full on, you will not get to flow.
Parang subset
Di-
siya. No? Yung flow is a subset of full-on.
Yeah. When
Mm.
things are just, flow is you get into that zone, di ba? Where things
Mm.
are just like for composers, they write a song in 10 minutes. It just all comes at that moment. Pang! They're in that moment, and then the song is written. A big hit is written in less than 10 minutes. Flow.
Mm. Correct.
Basketball, di ba? Pucha, parang kahit anong gawin ng tao, yung galaw niya, di ba? Without thinking, di ba? It's just one fluid motion, di ba? Flow. They're in the zone.
Yes. Mhm. Correct. Hindi na masyadong pinag-iisipan, no?
No,
Unconsciously competent sila. Yan, yung
correct.
napag-aralan natin sa mga past episodes. Unconsciously competent. Ayan.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. Ang question natin sa ating mga viewers, ayan, is what are your takeaways? Ayan. So, what are your takeaways sa ating topic for today? Ako, ang aking takeaway is one, we really have to be full on kung ano man yung ating mga goals para ma-achieve natin yung goals natin, especially kapag very challenging siya at limited yung time na meron tayo. No? We have to be fully intentional. Kung masyadong malaki yung project, masyadong malaki yung vision, we have to break it into smaller tasks, no, smaller pieces, no, and intentionally do those small tasks, no, be focused, finish those tasks, no, in detail, step by step, and overall inisip mo yung end goal, no, yung big mission na para matapos itong lahat. And while we do those specific small tasks, no, we always have to be energized, no. We take ownership, no, and have the will to do it. And better if we are passionate in doing it, no, dahil alam na natin na kapag ginawa nating itong small task na to, ito yung possible na goal na ma-achieve natin, no? So, kahit maliit lang muna yung ginagawa natin, maliit, 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 no, nakikita natin na lumalaki yung achievements natin dahil diyan. And because we have that vision, the big vision, and the task na naka-breakdown, no, we don't have time anymore to worry about the future, no, na ano bang gagawin ko after nito, ano pa yung ibang kailangan gawin, baka may magkamali ba, etc. No, just do the task, focused on the task, be
Moment.
intentional in doing that task, no, and put your energy doing that task and focus on what is in front of you in this present time. And eventually, 'di ba, after doing that multiple times, no, thousands or hundreds of times, you will be able to achieve great things. No? Alam ko may episode tayo before niyan, sir, 'di ba, yung 1% improvement. Kung meron kang
Correct.
1% improvement every day, for 1 year,
Yes.
you have 365% improvement.
Yes.
'Di ba?
Yes. Yes.
Ayan.
So tama si Eric, yeah.
Yeah. And sabi rin ng
You have to
ating
be.
viewer, you have to be full on, energized, and passion on all your endeavors. Correct.
Yes, yes. You look at, okay, sports again, 'di ba? Look at boxing, 'di ba? Meron na naman tayo, 'di ba? The oldest bantamweight, si Nonito Donaire.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to becoming champion, he lost 18 months, yeah, 18 months before that fight, natalo siya to a Japanese. And people
Mm-hmm.
were saying, wala na, marami ng injury, matanda na si Nonito, wala na, blah, 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 blah. And 38 in
Mm-hmm.
his sport, matanda na yon, di
Mm-hmm.
ba? And what did he do? Last May 30, he became the oldest bantamweight champion. He knocked out an undefeated French boxer, undefeated,
Wow.
who was much
Wow.
younger. Yes, yes, knockout.
Galing.
And he was being asked, "Oh, how did you do that? You're so old already in your profession."
Mm-hmm.
Sabi niya, "I rededicated myself. I rested properly, let my body heal, so I put that in my training, worked hard when I was fully recovered." And then respected yung recovery. Siyempre, as you're older, your recovery has to be a little longer. So he
Mm-hmm.
put all of that. But that started because he was totally committed. Full on siya
Full
to,
on.
I'm going to reclaim that and I'm going to do it the way that it should be done. Looking at everything. Full on nga. Di ba? Yan,
Nice.
classic,
And
classic case.
oo, related din sa question kanina ni Philip, no? Ang ating topic next week, na mention na kaunti ni Sir Enrico kanina, is do we have a will to fail? Ayan. Konting intro sa ating topic next week, Sir Enrico.
Okay, we always have heard yung, wow, grabe, no, in that circumstance, ang lakas ng will to live. 'Di ba? We've read
Mm-hmm.
stories and heard stories, but what we don't know, and this is a bit, uh, when I first read it, sabi ko, bakit kaya, 'di ba? But we don't realize that somehow we do have a will to fail. Okay? The will to fail is related to what we're talking about. When you are not
Mm-hmm.
fully switched on or when you are not full on.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is a very 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 subtle, and
Mm-hmm.
some people go through life with this, and then at the end of that life realize, I could have, should have. Okay? So yan talaga. This is something that, is nice to talk about because a lot of us, myself included, di ba, we become victims to this unknowingly.
Yes, ayan. Exciting, no? You don't know what you don't know until you watched an episode of Truly Happy One. Yes, so abangan nyo yan next week para hindi nyo ma-miss. Make sure you subscribe sa YouTube channel natin or join our Facebook group. Yung link sa Facebook group nasa description nitong video. Ayan, so let's end our episode with our usual Panatang Makabayan. So itaas natin ang ating kanang kamay at bigkasin ang Panatang Makabayan. Iniibig ko ang Pilipinas, aking lupang sinilangan. Tahanan ng aking lahi. Kinukupkup ako at tinutulungan upang maging malakas, masipag at marangal. Dahil mahal ko ang Pilipinas, diringgin ko ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang tuntunin ng lipunan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng mamamayang makabayan, naglilingkod, nag-aaral at nagdarasal ng buong katapatan. Ialay ko ang aking buhay, pangarap at pagsisikap sa bansang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po and we'll see you again next Saturday 5 p.m. dito